So we're looking at a question that looks very similar to question 5 on the homework that you've been assigned. If you invest $25 per year for the next 3 years at 7.2% compounded annually, how much would you have in 3 years? So in terms of where this is coming from in your textbook, this is chapter 11. And the specific formula that we'll be attempting to deal with this is formula 11.1. And let's take a look at what that formula looks like. We're looking at future value equals the payment multiplied by 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 all over I. So that's the formula we're dealing with. And now let's take a look at what information we're dealing with. We know the payment equals 25. We know I equals 7.2%. We know this money is invested for 3 years. N equals 3. That's the number of compounding periods. So, armed with that information, let's plug all that into this formula we have. So, future value equals 25, 1 plus 7.2% to the power of 3 minus 1 all over 7.2%. So when we try to plug that into our calculator, what does it look like? Let's take a look. I'm going to start with the 7.2. I'm going to hit the percent key. Plus 1 equals, see what that is. Then I'm going to go y to the power of x. And x is 3 in this case. See what that equals. And then I'm going to take away 1. See what that equals. Stretch this out a bit. And now we've got to go divided by 7.2%. And see what that is. And so that's everything in our bracket. And we can now go times 25 and see what that is. And I get 80.5296. But of course, we want this to 2 decimals. So it's going to be 80.53. And that's all fine and dandy for the using the equations. But we also want to see how to do this on Excel, because it turns out to be way easier once we're really comfortable with Excel. So let's move over, find our Excel. get my smiling face out of the way here. And here's the file we've saved with all our nonsense in it. And we're looking for the future value. So let's go back to this one and copy it. And so this is now question 5. And the rate is still 7.2%. The number of periods is still 3. But now notice we have a payment. So the payment is 25, and we're putting this money into the investment. So we're going to make it a negative 25 because it's coming out of our pocket. The present value would be 0 before we put any money into it. And we've already decided that this is an ordinary annuity. So this is going to be a 0 here. And lo and behold, we can see that Excel has figured out the answer as 80.53. So let's copy that, take it back to our whiteboard, put it in a text box, Control V, and there it is, 80.53. So Excel agrees with our calculations. So we should be reasonably happy about how all that worked. So let's put this away